Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this will be part two on this dual clutch transmission on a 2011 335 IS, I think. Again, we'll put the correct information on the description of the video. And this is an N54 engine. As you can see, I got already everything removed, and I'm going to show you installing. I removed one of the rings in here. I'm going to show you how I do on the other one, and I'm going to put the phone in the tripod so you guys will be able to at least a little bit see it's all done by hand. These are all the new parts. You'll have pictures of the torque specs and everything. For this, I'm using this as, torque from torque wrench from Snap-on. This one is a very expensive one because I can record the data and you can print it. This is more for like a I don't know, guys that work in the airplanes and stuff like that. They can record up to, anything and then transfer it into a USB over to the computer and save the files. But I saw it and I like it. This is more precise and it goes down to uh, 1 Newton meter, and the increments are like, 1.0, 1.02, and etc. Right? So again, I had all the parts in here. I will be telling also the specs as I go. So let me put the phone in the tripod and try to locate you guys where I can work and you can see. I think this probably be a good. Let me get you a little closer just for this one here. You guys can see while I'm removing those rings and replace them. So again, these are two that are behind this cover. The old cover is already removed. So right here, this will be where those are. So you're supposed to put them on and also use fresh transmission fluid. I would recommend to make sure that everything of this is lubricated. They're the same type of rings that we have here, and everything will be lubricated really quickly with a pump. But you want to make sure that you are using transmission oil, nothing else in here to lubricate. Let me put that here. No matter what, we will be installing this. So in order to get these ones out, all you need to do, let me show you guys can see that here, is lift the one side right here and then kind of like work it out of the position. Again, you lift this one up. You can use a small pick or your nails as whatever works for you. For me, I just hold it here and then move it to the side and then just walk it. It will jump into the next group because there's two groups in there for two rings, and that's it. That's how you remove it. So these are the old ones. I'm going to just dump it in there. As you can see, I'm replacing everything in here, including all the hardware. I don't sorry for being on the way. I don't like to leave any old bolts or anything on a transmission that I'm working on. Try to put new fasteners because how long this is being in here, we don't know, and I don't want to take any chances of, uh, you know, a bad hardware then letting me down later, right? You want to make sure that you put it has a position, so you want to make sure that the first one that goes in, I'll show you in a second. So let me make sure you guys are seeing that. So this will be the first part. So this has to sit on the top like that is nice and round. You can put it like that, it will break it, right? So make sure it's like this. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. Just be gentle. I mean, these are not like you need to cool it down or warm it up in order to remove. They're not like that. And that's it. So those are the two O-rings that we need for that. All right, I found the oil. This is not the one we're going to use for the whole thing, but at least to lubricate. You can use this small tool, dual clutch transmission fluid. This is coming from Warpack, and that is the part number. Hopefully, yeah, it's there good. And I don't know if there's any part numbers in the back. Nope. Yeah, because you want to make sure at least that you are lubricating everything that you are installing. Again, this is nothing that you cannot just go like that, right? Because I always keep a clean rag, wash your hands. This is when you're working on transmissions and so on. You want to have lint-free um, towels and so, right? All right, so this is the gasket, all new. And these bolts, let me just make sure. Yeah, this goes like, yes, like that. So we're going to get at least, let me just get this bottle out of here. I'm gonna put them on the other tray that I have on this side. So it's not in my way because I need to get these bolts here. These are T30 and they go to 11 Newton meters. Sorry, I'm in the way. Try to get you as close as possible to what I'm doing, and then you guys can see. Again, all the torque specs will be on the sorry, on the pictures, and then you'll see that. So it says 10 AC, and that's 11 Newton meters. And they also told me to go and tie them to 2 Newton meters, and then loosen all the screws again by approximately 180 degrees and fully tight. And then it's not in circle motion. They want you to go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there should be 6, yeah, 6 in total. So they want to go, let me see to tell you the right. I cannot see from that distance. So it should be, let me take this out of here so I can give you the right exact position. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Make sure I said that right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, they're doing 5 and 6. All right, so they're not going. They're doing. You saw what I did. So, and I'm going to do the same thing. Again, make sure the gasket is on the correct position, just like this. Before I put those in there, give me 1 second. Yeah, that is the correct orientation. So what we can do is at least put one mold on the tab that is going to hold the gaskets in place because we want to make sure that we are correct. And this shoes slide soft on top of those seals. Actual bolt is fighting me. So yeah, just we want to make sure that you go by hand. That should hold everything in there. Again, T30, all brand new bolts. And when it comes to these things, I always follow manufacturer recommendations as far as torques to the dot. You don't want to damage anything because being lazy and not taking a torque wrench and do the correct repair, you're making a person spend the money. Gonna be in the way just a second. You take the time and do it right. Be careful here because that is on the oil pan and it's open, so this can suck the screws in there. If it falls, you're gonna have to take. If you cannot get it out with a magnet, you're gonna have to take the oil pan out. So you can either put a rack in there, which is probably the safest thing to do, or make sure that you are steady holding the fasteners. All right, so first we're gonna go 2 Newton meters as they asked me to do it. Zero in the torque wrench. All right, exactly two. Oh, it's just the backs on there. All right, so again, for this, you can start pretty much anywhere as long as you go the sequence, no matter what, we're going to loosen up. Too much, 220. This is very, I mean, so you guys can see, this is very exact. So this will not allow you to go too much. 215 is complaining. So you see, that's we have them all, and now we're going to lose them up. I don't use torque wrenches to lose screws or bolts. So we're going to go 180 degrees. Approximately, that means half a turn. All right, so now we're going to do 11 Newton meters. All right, set to 11 Newton meters. And now we do follow the sequence. So I'm going to start with this one. One, yep. Let me get a little longer extension. So I'm kind of like almost hitting the transmission. You don't want to do that. Okay, two, three, four, five, and six, right? All right, so that will be the 6 and 11 Newton meters. I'm gonna set up the torque wrench on his case so it's safe. We can keep that same tool here because it's going to be needed for pretty much everything we're doing. Then we're going to lubricate now this needle bearing and then these rings. Be free to do it, you know. No matter what, this is going to be all covered in oil, so not a problem. Well, actually, I didn't need it to do that, but it's not going to hurt because we're doing the pump. Let me get the pump and the gaskets. Just 1 second. Make sure that I have what I need. Where is this? I remember. Gasket. Trying to get the gaskets in place here. If I recall, this only uses a gasket on the front where the ring goes. Let me just take a look at that. Got two dowels in here. I'm talking far away from you guys, but yeah, let me just revisit the pump. So we got this one here. Yeah. hmm The same pipe is going to hold the gas, but let me show you. Yes, you guys can see that. So this is the only gasket, and then the ring in here. And then you can make sure that you got a clean hand. Let me lubricate this on the side because I cannot do everything right there. I'm just going to put a little oil on that ring so it's not going dry inside. Just be careful with that gasket in here because it can go down to that hole. That's it. Now we can put the bolts that holds the actual feed pipe are these ones. So I'm just going to put it by hand. Make sure the gasket is in the correct spot, and it is. All these are T30s, so you can use just the same um, tool. I'm going to use just a regular ratchet to snug the bolts in here and then get the torque specs. We're going to have two different torque specs, one for these bigger size thread bolts, and then the ones that goes in here. That should be, I think, one long one and then five short ones. I got everything separate, ready to go here on the card that I showed you at the beginning. Again, I'm just snugging these in place, not really torqued down. Make sure this one goes in place. And this is where you want to be careful to cover that because it's a little hard to put these balls on it. You can use a magnet if you want. Let's make sure they're bottom down. Hopefully I'm not too much in the way. You guys can see what I'm doing. I like to work as clean as possible. Always with this. I got always a brake cleaner next to me and a rag that I can uh, spray some brake cleaner and then clean my hands just to, because no matter what you do, you're always going to get a little dirty from the oil. I mean, it's not a brand new transmission. It's a used transmission, so it will, when you hold things, they're going to start attached to your fingers. So make sure that you just do what I said and nice and dry. All right, let me grab the next one. I'm just snugging these ones and then we will torque. Two more things are going in here before we start actually putting the clutch back in place. The dual clutch is the actual position sensor that goes up in here, and that is this harness you can see up in the tab. And then I play the covers right here. That's from it's meant to keep some fluid to not come back immediately to the transmission and keep the clutch lubricated. And again, I'm going to tell you two different torque specs. I think that this one will have the same specs as those, and I don't think this will have the same as this one. So I'm going to tell the big one first, and then the other one's separate. All right, so I am now in the computer checking torque specs. For that, I need to go to, um, let me show you this. This is something that you guys would like to see. So when you're working with BMW original uh, tools and information, sometimes it's like, okay, how can you find the information that you are working on? Okay, well, you go over to the parts first, because in here I got access to all the BMW original information. All right, so you go to the dual clutch transmission, which is 28. You got automatic transmission and then manual transmission 22, 23, and so on, right? So we go to 28 is a dual clutch transmission, and you go either to the transmission or to the parts. Okay, so we are going to now install, or we're installing the oil pump. So you want to see which is the part number 20 group 2810. Okay, now I go to the repairs instructions. I go over to unified parts group and I go to 2810. So I click in 28 and then I open 10. That will give me pretty much everything in here. So replacing and installing the pump. And that's what we're doing. So we are going to torque this in here first. Well, since you guys are watching with me this, hopefully you guys can see, but like I said, I will show you all the specs. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like releases cruise 1 and 2, and tach and torque are tine and torque is the same, so it's 8Z, which will be these two here. So we know that the small bolts are 10 Newton meters. Let's go to 9AC. Again, all these pictures you will see. So 9AC, they're 25 Newton meters. Okay. Now we can again come back here. I don't think you guys need to be that close, so you guys can see a little better probably right there. I'm going to put lights. So 25 Newton meter, these two. Let me set the torque range. I have to turn it on. That's what you hear, and there is a torque wrench coming on. Well, maybe you're not going to hear that because this microphone takes all the sound off. So let's do 25 Newton meters and show you the, like this one goes. I mean, when you keep the press, it goes in between, but you can also, you know, tense. So that's very nice. Okay, so let's, if I find what I did with the extension, I think I might put it here. Yes, I have the banner to take the tools with me when I'm checking torque specs and leave it in the toolbox. All right, so this, oh, not this one. This one goes 25 Newton meters. All right, that's one. Again, it's nothing for this. This is not a airplane. And, oh, let me go over to 10 Newton meters. That went to almost 26, but it's just hard to not do it in there. All right, 10 Newton meters. Just the way of that is a little hard to be perfect. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so we got the palm tight, and I always have the way to count, so I know that I tied it 6. So our 6 balls here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And yes, like that. That's what I said. 1, 2. I want to hear myself, so I know that I tied them those balls. Now we're going to put the sensor again, brand new sensor. Looks like just a true wire, so it's just a position sensor. You have all the information in there, so I'm going to plug it in first, and then this goes into this little recess position in there. Hopefully you guys can see that there. Let me get you a little closer and a little lower. All right, this is the bolt for that again, brand new. You get the torque for that. Should probably be the same 11 as the other ones before. Well, one is 6 AC. 6 AC is actually 6 Newton meters. Yep, no spec for. Oh yeah, actually that's probably what we had before. So this one is a 6 Newton meter. That's it. Okay, guys, give me 1 second. Wow, this is already 28 minutes. Oh yeah, so 6 Newton meters. That was Charlie. This is our service advisor here. He's a great guy, and he's the one that keeps our always everything that we need ready to go. All right, so we're just going to hand tight it here. I'd like to read more information of this one, but we're on the work, so all right. So just 6 Newton meters, and that's it. And the last part that we need to do, at least for here, is this new splash cover. All right, that's a new splash cover. I can get rid of this in here. Nope, my light is about to die. That is that blinking. Hopefully it lasts for at least this long. Oil pump spray plate, 10 Newton meters. Okay, got it. Yeah, the light is dying. And we don't need it. This is going to be the last part on this second part. Let me just at least put these 3 balls in place. Torque is zeroing, 10 Newton meters. Let me set it up. Ready. One, two. I went to 10.5, so 3. This is just, you notice just that because of these very accurate torque range, but otherwise you would never even notice it. All right, that's it, guys. So this is again the second part on this dual clutch work repair, and I wanted to share this with you. The last part will be installing the clutch, the actual dual clutch in here and the cover, so you guys can see that. And I will install the transmission, just take some pictures, and probably I'm not sure if I will show the actual programming and adaptations of the transmissions. Please let me know in this video if you guys would like to see that. Otherwise, I will just not do it. Again, see you next time. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.